I'm just running my mouth and didn't realize that I was muted. But anywho, welcome. This is your girl Valerie Mason Chase, and I'm here with the Cookie Man.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much for showing up here this evening or whenever you're watching it. This is our first broadcast for 2023.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. And if we miss Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. So, Cookie Man, what are we doing tonight? You remember?
No. No. We are attempting, well, Val's really attempting, I'm usually just in the co-pilot seat,
yes.
to introduce a new format of how we want to conduct these virtual meetings.
This broadcast.
Broadcasts.
Yeah. Because I was saying earlier that the Cookie Man and I, we have a particular perspective, a particular point of view. We're in our mid-60s. We've been married for 41 years, going on 42 years. We have 3 children. We got grandbabies. So, we have a particular view. We have what? What are you doing?
You said how many years?
We've been married 41 years, going on 42. But anywho, we're not going to split hairs about that. So we have a certain position on things. And what we wanted is a fresh set of eyes, so to speak. Different points of view as we are going forward with some of the topics that we're going to be discussing. Oh, John was just telling me to check my audio. So I have amassed an amazing group of panelists. And we are going to be presenting them to you this evening, and they are going to be introducing themselves. Hey, Hattie, so good to see you. Thank you for watching. And I always forget to say, like, subscribe, and share. And then once you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then you will get a notification for every time that we have a broadcast coming up. So without further ado, I want to bring on our very first panelists. And, they're not in any kind of particular order, but there's several of them, and I can only bring on one at a time. And so I'm starting with the one who happens to be my baby sister, and it is none other than the absolute wonderful Jacqueline V. Lawrence. So I'm going to bring her on. I said your whole government.
The whole thing, girl.
I said the whole thing. Hey, sis.
Hello. Hey, sis. Hey, brother-in-law. I love
Hello,
you.
dear. Hello, dear.
I love you more. So, sis.
Thank you for having me. My sister, if anybody knows Val, y'all know she gives marching orders, right? So, my name is Jacqueline Lawrence. I am 56. I will be 57 in 2 weeks. I am the mother of 3 beautiful, wonderful adult children. I am the grandmother of 7, 2 of them who are resting with the Lord. I just graduated from school with my Master's of Divinity. Just finished seminary in August. Woo, woo, woo. I also have a Master's in Public Affairs and Public Administration. I am a certified life coach. I am a prayer intercessor. Wow. There's a lot more, but I think the best way to describe myself and to tell you who I am is I am a woman who has gone through some tragedies, some ups and some downs in life, like all of us. But with each one, I can honestly say that God has taught me more about him and taught me more about me. And at this stage of my life, I am learning to see me the way that God sees me and not the way. Because when I see me, I see all of my flaws and all of my faults. But when God sees me, he sees his daughter. And so at this season of my life, I just want to continue to move forward to do what God has called me to do. He beats me up a lot because I'm a little hard-headed, just a little bit stubborn.
Just a little bit.
It's just a little bit. and so there are some things that he has placed in my heart to move forward with, and so that's where I am at this stage of life.
Thank you so much, sis. And for those of you who just signed on tonight, we are introducing our new format for 2023, and we are also introducing our wonderful, amazing, exceptional, wise, and talented group of panelists. And we started with my sister Jackie. So Jackie, I'm going to ask you something, and I'm going to ask every panelist as they come on, because Marriage Beyond Breach is all about relationships and families. Okay, so the question is this: what is your overarching philosophy on relationships, or your relationship motto, or what's the best relationship advice that you ever received, and from whom did you receive it? You can answer any one of those or all three.
Wow. My philosophy on relationship is that it's work. You have to put the work into it. It's not some magic beanie that it just, everything works a-okay outside of you putting the work in. My relationship motto: you have to love me and respect me the same way that you want me to love and respect you. And I think the best advice that I ever had, and unfortunately, I cannot remember the pastor at the time who said it, but what was said was, your family is your first ministry.
Oh, yeah.
And so no matter what you do in life, it doesn't matter if you have a 6-figure income. It doesn't matter if you are a pastor or a minister or whatever it may be. Your first ministry is to your family. And as a divorced woman, I wish I had have known that early on, because it may have made a difference. I can't say that it would have.
Yeah.
But I believe in relationships. I believe in marriage. I had some, and Val, I'll tell you this offline. But I had Pastor Sean Saunders said to me yesterday that he will be marrying me. Trust and believe. I have no prospects, people. But, if God says, here's your husband with neon lights, because that's the only way it's going to happen, I would be, because I believe in love. I think that love is wonderful. I think it is a gift that is given to us, and we have to cherish it.
Wow. And I absolutely agree with you that our family life, and more specifically our marriage, is our number one ministry. Because I'm one of those, maybe it's old school or whatever, I believe in your spouse first, because if the husband and the wife are okay, the kids are going to be okay.
Right.
So yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. So thank you, sis. So I'm going to bring on our next panelist. It is a power couple. An absolute power couple. They are two dynamos. Okay. I'm going to bring them on so they can tell you all about themselves. It is none other than Brock Davis and his beautiful wife, Toya.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. Hello.
Thank you again. I'm thanking you and everyone who's going to be on the panel. Thank you for your yes, because you didn't have to say yes, but I appreciate so much that you did.
Anything,
Absolutely.
So, what do you want to share with yourselves to the listeners?
Let my wife go first.
So I can go first. So, I am Toya Davis, LaToya Davis. Married to this wonderful man for 1 year and 5 months. Love that he was my friend first. So we definitely have the friendship as our foundation. I am the owner and chef of Yumdacity, which is a catering company, food blog, and I do meal prep, private dinners, you name it. I am also the owner of a digital design company, which is called Web Poet Designs, and basically helps you with branding, your websites, anything digital. That's me. So, as a creative, my ultimate goal is to help others in just being more creative and helping them master things in their lifestyle or their business. I have 2 children. Well, we have 4 children, but I have 2. He has 2 twins. My son was born with autism, diagnosed with autism, at probably almost 2. And, my daughter Anari has several allergies and just eczema, just so all these things. And I feel like my creativity and my love for food has helped me get them to where they need to be. If you meet my son DJ, you would never ever think that he was diagnosed with autism.
Absolutely not, because I didn't know. I didn't know.
You never know. So, being creative is just my thing. Thinking of the best way to do something is my go-to. But my ultimate passion is food. I mean, I love to cook. I love to feed people.
Ain't that the truth?
Good too.
Yeah. So that's definitely my thing. And if my downtime is on a terrace, on a beach, with a book, and a glass of wine. That's
my girl.
That's my thing. That's it. Yeah.
You are singing my song. I love. I'm such an avid reader. What kind of books do you like to read, Toya?
I read everything from self-help to I love romance novels, mysteries. Because everything that I do, I'm self-taught. If I want to know something, I love that we have Google, YouTube. I'm gonna Google it. Yeah. I don't know a hairstyle. I'm gonna Google something. But I love reading. That's like, and one of my gifts that he bought, I was talking about this for I don't know how long, not even that long, but my Kindle broke. And he got me the Kindle White that I wanted for Christmas. And that was the best.
That's the best thing ever.
The best gift that he could have gotten me. So I was like,
That's good.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about.
Got you some nice
You did, but I love my Kindle. So.
Yeah, I understand that. Listen, there have been many nights when I have fallen asleep because I have the Kindle app on my tablet. I have fallen asleep with that tablet on my chest, or it has fallen on the floor because I dropped it in the middle of reading. When I get into a really, really good book, it's hard for me to put it down. I fall asleep, and actually there are a couple of female romance novels. Actually, they write erotica, and I'm attempting to get them on the broadcast, so that'll be coming up later in the year because they're 2 of my absolute favorites because they write in series, and I start from start to finish, and I got to keep going and going and going, and next thing you know, it's 3:00 in the morning, it's 4:00 in the morning, and I'm still sitting up trying to find out what Franco did.
Listen, let me know the name of some of those books. Let me know when you start your book club. All right.
All right now. So I want to give a shout out to Fernando. Thank you for watching, Fernando.
Hey, Fernando. That's one of our homies.
Okay, good. So Rock, tell us about you.
All right, so
oh boy.
All right, so my name is Taiwan Rock Davis. I am the owner of Rockland marketing and strategies. I've been doing that for about 15 years now. I work for a number of major labels such as Def Jam, Sony. One of my last labels is A&M Recordings. I work with numerous people that you're really familiar with on the radio. And it's been a great adventure. I'm also the owner of Rockland Life Coaching and Relationship Coaching. I've been doing that for about 8 years. It's been an amazing journey. I have a clientele of 57. I think Uncle Frank and On Value, you guys know I sent some of my people over to you.
Yep.
a lot of times you can't life coach your friends.
Your friends, right?
So you gotta kind of pass them on to people that you feel safe with. What else? Yeah, pretty much I value family. I'm very big on that. As you guys know, I married this beautiful woman. She's so lucky to have me. I'm gonna tell you, because I was out in these streets and she just snatched me up.
I did.
I hear that.
She tricked me. She tricked me into some cooking, and I done gained about 20 pounds since we've been together. But maybe it might be 30 at this point since Christmas just passed.
No, but it's like 20.
She's been an amazing vessel in my life. We've joined back to church. We go to Love Fellowship with Bishop Hezekiah Walker, who is firmly excited that we got married, because a number of years ago I told him I did not see me getting married. I didn't see it. And when I met Toya, I was on a little bit of a pivot in my life where I thought I was going to just be owned to the streets. And I got tricked.
He keeps telling the story. He'll tell the story later on, but
no, a number of years ago, Bishop Walker said to me that I wasn't ready and I wasn't mature enough to be married yet.
Yeah.
And because I said, Bishop, I'm part of these streets. One thing I love about him, I can keep it
real. Yeah.
And I said, I didn't see me being married. And then he said, the day that you get married, I'm going to marry you. And he did. And he did. He did. Not only did he went out of his way to marry us. He was, I believe, somewhere across the country. He took a flight in and married us that morning, and then had to fly out to another place.
Wow.
So we're extremely grateful for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he definitely blessed me with a good thing.
Yeah. Well, you and he have been friends for a number of years.
Yes. My mom
grew up together.
They grew up together, and so yeah, it's been an amazing journey thus far with me and her. We've been married for a year and 5 months now. And yeah, we in this for the long haul, because it ain't no.
I hear that, and see that is from my perspective anyway, the right mindset to enter in. Divorce is not an option.
Yeah,
right.
Divorce
we
is not an option.
Circle ourselves with friends and family who think the same way. You know, we all put that on the table. Like, listen, whatever it is, it can be worked out.
It can work out. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Very good. I just want to give a shout out to Ruth Smith. Thank you for watching, Ruth. I appreciate you. So I'm going to bring on our next panelist. And for those of you who just joined in tonight, we are introducing all of our panelists and our format for this year. So the next person I'm going to bring on, near and dear to my heart. She happens to be our daughter, our firstborn, none other than our nickname for her is Boo Boo. I call her my Boo Boo darling. Okay, hopefully she won't murderize me for telling her nickname, but I'm going to bring her on. Sadell Renee Chase. Hi, baby.
Hello.
I'm sorry, Chase Rosario. I always forget to hyphenate your name, Sadell Chase Rosario, because Sadell also got married almost 3 years now, right?
Be 3 years in May.
Okay, baby.
Hi, everyone.
So what do you want to share with the listeners about yourself, baby daughter?
You know, I was sitting here the whole time trying to figure out what I was going to say. I have no idea. My intro, my bio is not nearly as long and as impressive as everyone else on the panel.
Yeah, it is. She just, she underestimates herself.
Always.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm 40 years old, living in New Jersey. I am currently a kickboxing and jiu-jitsu instructor. I've been doing MMA for a little over 5 years now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Done some done a handful of competitions. Most recently I did my first amateur jiu-jitsu match. I didn't win, but it was probably one of the best matches I've ever had, one of the best experiences of my life. And I use that sometimes for my students as, inspiration to, it doesn't matter if you want to lose, there's always something that you can learn in every situation. Let's see what else.
You graduated from Howard University.
Yes, I graduated from Howard University with honors, with a degree in psychology, a minor in theater arts. I don't ask me how the two go together, but I don't know. Every now and then in life, I find ways to, make it all work, make it all make sense. Prior to this, I was a child abuse investigator, supervisor for, over 15 years. So I've seen some pretty tragic things. I've seen, some of the worst that, humanity can do, especially due to those that they claim that they love.
Yeah.
So that was a struggle dealing with that. But even with that, I was able to find something, not necessarily positive, but something that I can use in life with regard to, different situations, advice that I can give to people if they're in specific situations.
Yeah.
I've always loved working with kids. Right now I work, like I said, I'm a kickboxing and jiu-jitsu instructor with Tiger Showman's Martial Arts. I'm one of two instructors actually in the entire school that teaches the little kids, 2 to 5 year olds, because nobody wants to deal with a bunch of 2 and 5 year olds running around, not only running around crazy, but then also trying to teach them karate and teach them to stay weight and all that stuff. But I absolutely love it. The more challenging the child, whether it's behavioral or developmental, like, yep, that's me. Give them to me. And I've seen, tremendous growth in my kids. So, that's something that I truly enjoy, especially because I don't have children. So when I do work with kids, all my kids are my kids. No matter what age, I have adult students that, they're my kids. So I think that's about it. That's all there is to me.
Okay, baby. And don't forget how you used to play football.
Yes, I played semi-pro football for 10 years. Not, flag football, not powder puff football. Like
real football.
Rules, full tackle football. Our team won, I think, 2 championships. I was on the All-Star team, or nominated for the All-Star team 3 times. After being on the team, then I actually owned and ran the team for about 3 years. Actually, the only reason I stopped doing that was because I moved. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. See, it was more than you thought when you first started out.
Yeah, you had to drag it out of me. So
yeah. But see, that's what mamas do. Okay, that's my job as a mother, to help you see more in yourself than you can see. So I want to go back to Rock and Toya to ask you the question that I asked Jackie earlier, and Tadell, you could think about it too. What's your overarching philosophy on relationships, or your relationship motto, or the best relationship advice that you ever received? And if you can recall, who'd you get it from?
I'll go.
You go first.
One of my relationship goals is definitely, I don't like the illusion of happiness. I want real happiness. So, I'm always willing to do the work that's going to get us there. That's pretty simple for me. That's really what I live by. The best relationship advice I got was, funny enough, was from Ice Cube, who is a wedding vet, a married vet. Yeah. And he told me, he said, keep every body out of your business. That was his advice on marriage. Love it. Keep everybody out in his way. It was keep everybody out of your business. Keep everybody out of your marriage. Your marriage is between you and your wife. And I strictly live by that. We keep whatever we got going on. Not that we have anything going on, but we keep everything between us.
Yeah. That's great advice. That's great advice. Go ahead, Toya.
You had 3 questions. Can you just repeat? I think the first.
I said, what is your overarching philosophy on relationships? or your relationship motto, and the best relationship advice that you received and who you got it from, if you can remember.
So my relationship model is honestly just being true to one another. Always. That is very important to me, that you're just always truthful and honest with each other. When we were friends, he was very transparent, sometimes too transparent. I was just like, ugh, Lord. And even when we started dating, very transparent, and I wasn't used to it, but I felt I was ready for it at the time. So that's what I want to say. Just be transparent in any relationship that you're in, because you just never know. You just have to give the person the opportunity to listen to what you have to say and then make a choice. A lot of times people take that choice away from you. So, and just be transparent. And communication is key in any relationship. So those are two things that. And for my relationship advice would be to continue doing what you were doing when you were dating or when you were getting to know each other. I think a lot of times when you're getting to know someone and you're dating, you do all these things to entice them, but then once you get them, you stop. So I have made a monster out of him. When it comes to cooking, plating, just how I am, it still continues to this day. I'm not going to stop anything that I'm doing. We still date once a month, because we have so many engagements, but we still go out on dates with each other, and we still do the things that we continue to do. He just gives me flowers just because, or a gift just because, and that's what I want to continue. So that's my advice. Continue what you are doing. Consistency is key. So that's my advice.
I love that. One of the things that my mother always said is, listen, the way you start is the way you got to finish.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's actually it's unfair and unkind to change up midstream.
Yes, it is.
It's really unfair to your partner. So great. I love that. And Letitia, I give a shout out to. Thank you so much for watching. And Sadell.
Yes.
Talk to your mama, girl, about them relationships.
If there's any one thing that I can say, just going along with what Rock and Toya said about transparency, just be with someone, find someone that allows you to be your authentic self, like who you really are as a person, like somebody that you don't feel like you have to change aspects of yourself about, because I mean we all have things that we want to change, but don't be with somebody that makes you feel like you have to change it to please them. That we all have flaws and things like that, and just be with somebody that accepts you for who you are, and also somebody that realizes that who you are now may not be the same version of who you will be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that everything around us is always evolving. We are always evolving as people, and just being with somebody that accepts that doesn't have it in their mind that, okay, I met this person 10 years ago and I expect them to be the exact same way 10 years later, because that's just not reality.
Okay, yeah, that's good, because we all go through different seasons in life. You know what? I've been running my mouth. Cookie Man, you haven't said much at all. What do you want to add, baby?
That's all right. I'm good.
Because that's usually how it happens, because I run my mouth.
I've learned to listen, I'm good with that. No, but obviously in terms of relationship, I guess I don't know if it's my philosophy, but obviously a lot of people know our history.
Right.
So, my motto again had to learn. I had to learn how to be transparent. And quite honestly, not that I had to learn, I had to want to be honest.
Right.
And, those two things for me was a struggle because of how I had been doing things. And I guess that work has manifested itself now to such a point where it's just a blessing, and I feel, I just feel rewarded, like I won a lot or something like that.
Well, you did.
Well, to that, but it makes me feel happy. You know, I always thought I was happy, and there were certain aspects of my life and relationship that I was happy because it was there. But now I know I'm happy. You know, I don't question that. You know, it's still those struggles. I give it. We still have those struggles as married couples and things that happen. I was going to Brooklyn the other day. Yesterday, and I told Val about it. No problem. That morning, as I'm getting up and getting dressed, oh, you up early? Yeah, I told you I was going to Brooklyn, babe. So once I saw the look, I knew it was coming. So, where you say you're going again? I said, is this for information purposes, or you're just feeling a certain way? And because of the growth and things that I have learned, before that would have been a defense thing. But now it's okay, babe. You know what? First of all, I'm going A, B, C, D. And if there's any doubt, here's some text communications so you know I'm going to be seeing these people. Right. For me, that growth is something that it's even. I chuckle at it and laugh. I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have been willing to do that. I said I'm going, and I'll see you when I get back. That's right. You know? So, and ain't gonna call or text in between. You know. But so yeah, he has grown a lot. That growth, that transparency that people that talk about, that that willingness to put in the work. You know, there's still some aspect of work I haven't really put forth, but those things for me was work. I mean, really work. The desire to want to follow through with it and not get angry by it. So very good, babe. And I'm proud of you. Okay, you've done good work. I know you've done great work. You've done great work, and I'm very proud of you.
Really quickly, I want to say, Uncle Frank, I am proud of you. I am proud of the man that you are. I've known you almost all my life. So growing up, I remember thinking, like, is Uncle Frank happy?
Really?
Well, because you was a piece of work. You was a piece of work. and to see the man who you are today is so beautiful, and it really brings a lot of joy to my heart. You know how much I love Aunt Val, and I love you guys, and you guys are such a beautiful example of what marriage should be. Yeah. And I truly love you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. I love you more, baby. I love you more. You know, you've been my heart for a long time. I see you, John. I saw what you said. Yeah, that was a lot. That really touched me a lot. So I'm going to bring on our next panelist. I call her, what's that saying? My sister from another mister. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we met at Cairn University. And from the very beginning, when we had our first class together, there was just something about her that drew me to her and drew her to me. And we just connected. And we have remained not just colleagues, but friends ever since then. And you know how, there are some friends you don't see all the time. You don't talk all the time. There was at one point, though, we used to have a regular date where we would meet at Founding Farmers. That was our spot. We would always meet there for breakfast. Anyway, let me start running my mouth and just bring her on. Come on, Deanne. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Deanne, there we go. Hi, Deanne Weaver.
Hey, Val. Thank you for having me. It's good to see everyone. Yeah. Hello. Sister from another mister. That's the term.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to know something about me?
Yes. Tell everyone about yourself.
Well, I as Val already said, I met Val at Cairn University. So we both graduated in 2021? Going on 2 years ago. With our master's degree in counseling, and so that's what I do. I work for the Peacemaker Center. Specialize in trauma, and so I'm also trained in eye movement desensitization reprocessing, specific therapy for trauma. And but that's just a little bit about my professional side. The other side of me is just a fun-loving, adventure-seeking woman. I do the backpacking and canoeing and all the things. I have yet to get Val to stay outside with me.
Good luck with that.
Not going to happen. Although she has agreed to go on a hike in the daylight. at some point. So if we can work that out. I come from a family of, I have 8 siblings, so I come from a large family, and I really got introduced to mental health struggles at a very young age. I had my mother who struggled with severe depression, and so that's really set me up to be who I am today. Learning to just navigate that, learning to navigate the heartache of loss. That's not like death loss, right? Like things are different, and life was forever different. And so we've learned through the dysfunction, and we've learned through the loss and the grief to be present. And I'm grateful to say I have a good relationship with my mom today. Love her dearly, and she's come a long way as well. But that's really been probably the biggest heartache that's set me up to be a person who cares deeply about people who have experienced trauma at very tender ages in life. I work mostly with young adults and adults. Some teenagers. I'm a little bit like Val, children.
Nada.
Once they can talk to me about what's going on, and actually express themselves, I'm fair game. But I do have some wonderful colleagues who do great play therapy, and I'm so grateful for them and for the team I work with as well.
Yeah. Listen, no children for me. I managed to have a 41-year career as a nurse, and I managed to avoid children the whole time. And I said, I dare not change that up when I come into counseling. I want someone who can express themselves and have a conversation with me and tell me what's going on. And I think those who work with children, especially very young children, I commend them, because I think it takes a very special gift, a special calling to be able to do that. And, I ain't part of that ministry. Okay. And I wouldn't even try to be. So Deanne, I'm going to ask you, as with everyone else, your overarching philosophy on relationships, or if you have a relationship motto, or what was the best relationship advice that you received?
Great questions. I think I would go along the same lines as what multiple of you have said already, that authenticity and honesty in relationship is the basis of what I believe makes relationships function. It's in the denial and the hiding and the shame that we ruin this thing that we so desperately need and want, and intimacy and connection. And so it's been a learning curve for me to learn to be vulnerable and authentic and actually have needs. I was joking with my colleagues not long ago. I was like, they were asking what are our needs, and we had to go around a group, and I said, well, this is a girl who wasn't allowed to have needs growing up. So like, you're sending me into like crisis here. We can't have this conversation, but really, it's true. We all have needs. And so learning to be honest and open about that, and be able to express that, and to trust that other people are going to care, and other people are going to show up, and they're going to really love us through that. I think that's where we start. Because when we have this false sense of this facade of like, I'm strong and I can handle life on my own, no, you're deeply lonely inside if that's your facade. And so that's my belief about relationships, is that we are designed and built to be in relationship and in community. And it matters a lot to me, which is why I love doing group work, because it's a sense of community. It's a sense of this thing that was the way we were designed and created, is to be with people and not to be in isolation.
Yeah, I love that. And I firmly believe that also, that we were designed and created to live in community. The Bible says we're created in the image of God, and God himself exists in community as God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So yes, I think people who, for various reasons, kind of isolate themselves, I think it is a very, very lonely existence, and not at all the way that I believe that God created us to be. So thank you, Deanne. I love you, Dee.
Love you, Val.
So I'm going to bring on another sister from another mister. This young lady and I met many years ago, working together as nursing colleagues. I tell you, I have been so blessed because I have worked with both in nursing and in counseling / coaching. I've worked with some amazing, amazing people. And a lot of them I remain connected with today. So I'm going to bring on none other than Nicole Brown Young. Hey, Nick.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Okay.
How you doing tonight, sis?
I'm great. Good evening, all our subscribers and all our new panelists. Nice to see everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You too.
So, what do you want to share about yourself, Nicole?
Alrighty, so I am very excited. This is the year I'm turning 50, new decade. I'm so excited about that. This is my first event of the year. I try to catch as many broadcasts as I can because I love this broadcast. You help so many people. We talk about relevant things that need to be spoken about now, especially during the pandemic. This was a lot of people, a lot of great information to help us get through a lot of things. So I'm so honored to be asked to be a part of the panelists. So right now I'm 49. I'm a divorced mother of 5. I've been a nurse almost 28 years. Let me see. We've come a long way, Val. Because I just said I'm a divorced mother of 5, but I was a married mother of 4 when I met her. So,
all right.
I've been through some changes, which brings me segue to your question. My philosophy on relationships, just like you, God didn't want Adam to be alone. On the ark, there was 2 by 2. I was meant to be a wife. I loved being a wife. I was married 16 years. I loved it. Had its good and its bad. Because like I said, I got 4 beautiful children out of that relationship. But I got married for all the wrong reasons. I was selfish. So in my divorce, and I've been single for, when did I get divorced? 2010. So I'm going into 13 years being divorced. And all this time, I've been taking time to look at me. What did I contribute to? Because I wasn't innocent. I helped with the destruction of my marriage too. I did some things that, I wasn't supposed to either. And I have a type. So I'm learning, evolving. I believe my philosophy is there's a lid for every pot.
Yes.
And my pot gets a certain lid, and I got to get myself together so that lid fits on my pot. Hey. And I'm getting older. My son will be 18. My 4th child will be 18 in September. So I only got 1 more. So it's time to, new decade. Do some adult things. I mean, my raising children, my career is ending because, like you, I'm like my parents. I want to retire in my 50s.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I'm an ER nurse. Love, the car crashes and all this other thing and saving people's lives and helping them get back together again. But I'm ready to relax, enjoy this second half of my life, chill, and have somebody to build with. Somebody that's, I love. Love is a beautiful thing. That's why I tune in. I love watching you two. I mean, I can't wait to make each other laugh again. Y'all crack me up. When you start laughing, y'all just be cracking up like nobody else is there. That's what I love. The happiness on your faces. I know how much you love Frank, and I know how much he loves you.
Yes, I do, baby. That's right.
It's a beautiful example, and I just love it. So everyone's going to be blessed by this broadcast. All the different people that we have here that can share, will all edify each other and grow and love each other and build this wonderful community and get through life together. That's why I'm here.
Thank you, Nick. God bless you.
I love y'all. Don't chase your kids. I never play spades with them, though.
You know better than that, right? You know better than to play spades, especially with him and Hammy get together.
Nope. Love him, but we ain't doing that.
I feel you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nick.
No problem.
So the next person I'm going to bring on, actually, I met her through my daughter, through Sidell, actually, because she and Sidell used to work together back in Reading when we lived in Sinking Spring. probably started together around maybe 2005, 2006, something like that. But whatever. I'm going to bring her on, and she is coming all the way from Georgia. Let me bring on Carmelita Hale. Hey, Carmelita.
Hello. Hi, Sidel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, tell the folks what you want them to know about your beautiful self.
Okay, I have a short bio. I'm the founder and creator of Carmelita's Couch. Carmelita's Couch provides life coaching services as an alternative to traditional therapy. Carmelita's Couch mission is to provide a safe, non-judgmental space where teenagers can feel free to be themselves in order to find the solace, support, and guidance they need in order to push past their fears and reach their full potential. I have my Master's of Science in Clinical Mental Health Counseling. So when I'm not doing life coaching sessions at Carmelita's Couch, I am a school-based mental health therapist for middle school and high schoolers 4 days a week. So that is a little about me.
And you are married?
I am married. I have 4 children. My oldest son is 30 years old, and he's the reason that I started Carmelita's Couch. When he was a teenager, as Sidel knows, when I was going through those difficult teenage years and had no support and no guidance, and took him to numerous, therapists to help, it wasn't helpful. And so I said one day I wanted to be that person that I needed during those difficult teenage years when everybody was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. And so I'm that person now. When parents show up at Carmelita's Couch, I know what to tell them. I know what to do. And then I also have a recently turned 18-year-old daughter. I have a 14-year-old daughter that was her birthday actually just Friday. And she has cerebral palsy and autism. And I also have a 10-year-old daughter.
Wow. You know what, Carmelita, that is truly amazing. And you know what? I definitely, your statements resonate with me about wanting to be the counselor that you wished you had at a certain point in your life. And that's one of the things that drew me to especially working with couples, because, Frank and I had a lot of struggles, and we went through some counselors, and I'm going to say it, not all counselors are created equal. Not every counselor, not every coach is the right fit for the individual or for the couple. That's one of the reasons why through Marriage Beyond the Breach, I offer a free consultation, because I want them to interview me to see if they believe I'm the right fit for them, because I'm not the end all and be all.
Yes.
Well, I know I'm not called to help and to speak for everyone, speak to everyone. But that was one of the things that drew me, because I want to be that therapist that I wished Frank and I had gone to when we were going through all of our changes. Because I don't know, can you remember all the therapists that we went to?
Not by name. I could see their faces.
Yeah.
But as I think back, I mean, obviously, I wasn't even ready to hear them, so that it made it easier for them not to reach me. But even with that, there was still some that just was no connection. And if there was going to be any help, I needed some connection for me to even begin to want to listen to you.
Right. He needed a strong, a strong person, and we unfortunately didn't find anyone. I remember one therapist we went to, and Frank had said some BS, and I challenged him, and then she gonna tell me, oh no, Valerie, he said so and so, and this heifer gonna sit up there and cry.
I cannot.
I said, what the hell is this? He started crying over something total BS. Total and complete BS, he said.
Needless to say, we didn't go back.
No, we never went back. I said, no, I'm not doing this. Frank because Frank can be extremely charming. Okay, he can be very, very charming. And in certain situations, he knows the right thing to say. And he had this woman wrapped all around his little finger. She started crying, y'all. So that was it. Never went back to that person. So I'm going to bring on our last panelist, certainly not least, he is none other than my youngest child, my baby boy, Jono. Hey, John. Where Liz? She with the babies?
We can't hear him. You don't hear him?
I can't hear you, son. Can't hear you. Oh, he's probably gonna have to go out.
Yeah, didn't he have that problem one time before?
Yeah, but I think there was something he didn't connect. He didn't, because I think you have to give StreamYard permission for your audio and your video, and he probably only gave for the video. So while I'm waiting for him to come back, Carmelita, you know what? I forgot to ask you that question about your overarching philosophy. Oh, Eli is still fighting sleep. That's why Liz didn't come on. Your overarching philosophy on relationships, or if you have a particular relationship motto, or the best relationship advice that you ever received, what would you say?
Yes. I've been in a relationship for 31 years. My husband and I are high school sweethearts, and we've been married for 19. My philosophy on relationships is communication is key. Yes. And you have to get comfortable with having difficult conversations. If you can communicate effectively, you can get through anything. And in relation to the best advice I ever had, if you had asked me a few weeks ago, I would not have anything for you. I tend to be the person that everybody comes to for advice. Maybe because I got in a relationship so young, I don't know. Really, no one has ever given me advice. However, a couple of weeks ago, I was going through some old pictures and I found this wedding card from my mom, who passed away 14 years ago. And I read it. She gave it to me on my wedding day. And on the wedding day, I don't even know if I read it, to be honest with you. You know, you get so many cards and you're taking all the money out of the cards. I'm glad I kept the card. It was right on time. When I read it, she wrote a lot in it, but I'm just going to highlight one particular sentence that she wrote, which says, when the problems come in and the road looks dark and you think this is the end, please go all the way back and remember why you love each other.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm going to say that's the best advice I've heard.
Yes.
From the grave.
Yes, that's beautiful. And, you know, that's something that I tell some of my couples, especially when they start doing all of this. Remember why you fell in love in the first place.
Yes.
Always try to get back to the love. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that with us, Carmelita.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Listen, this is our pleasure here. Oh, Elizabeth, my daughter-in-law Liz wrote that she loves that. She's with our youngest grandchild, Eli. She says he's fighting sleep. And that boy can fight some sleep. He can fight some sleep. John just went out again. I remember one time all of the children were here. Huh? Wait, what you talking about?
Benadryl.
Don't listen.
What did he say?
Benadryl.
Oh, yeah.
I got it on my kitchen counter.
But he be fighting that, boy. But we got that on tap.
Yeah.
Or melatonin.
Melatonin. Yeah, one afternoon, all four of the kids were here, and I had put them down, put the girls down, put Eli. I'm rocking Eli, and he was playing possum. He pretended to be asleep until I laid him down. I laid him down, and I went in the kitchen to do something. And I came back, and I'm saying, well, where the hell is Eli? He's not in the place where I laid him. I put him in his happy napper. I walked back in. Where is Eli? He has gone back to the room, and now he's back there trying to wake the girls up. They're asleep, minding their business, and he's all back there with them. It took me about an hour and a half to finally get him asleep. And as soon as he got to sleep, here come all three of the girls. I said, well, what in the world is this? They wore me out. But I love it. Anywho, here's my son, my baby boy. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I can hear
you. I'm using my phone, so hopefully everything still works out.
Yeah, I can hear you. We could see you. That's
Okay.
beautiful. So
Perfect.
what do you want to share with the people about yourself, baby?
Excuse me.
I'm pretty boring, to be honest. I live like the I compare myself to Al Bundy. I'm married with children, live in the suburbs, and I constantly reflect on my days as a high school athlete. So I drew a lot of life lessons from playing high school and college football, or I can find a way to relate any current life lesson to my days as a high school or college athlete. So that's really easy for me to do. Aside from that, I think you're going to read Liz's bio, so I'm not going to talk about her much. But I am married. I have 2 kids. You talked about my kids already. Professionally, I'm an attorney. I guess technically I'm considered a small business owner since I run my own practice with just myself. That's pretty much all I got going on. I obviously I love the New York Giants. We're in the playoffs this year. In my free time, I enjoy mowing the lawn and lifting weights. That's pretty much it. Don't got much else going on.
And what about the type of law that you practice?
Okay, so I do mostly employment law, like discrimination, harassment, retaliation, that type of stuff. I've recently branched out to do some transactional business work, like contract review or drafting, consultation. That's primarily what I market for. But if something else came across my desk, I'd consider it. But I try to limit what I do to stuff I actually know what I'm doing.
I got you. And what about the election thing that you were just elected to?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you make it sound like a bigger deal than it is. So I'm your
mother. Yeah, everything you do is a big deal to me.
That's right. It's a big deal to us. When I can say my son's a judgeship, I just say judgeship.
I'm the judge of elections for Middletown Township. Lower 8, I think, is my district or section, whatever you call it. So essentially what happens is every time there's either a local or a national election, I have to run my entire polling place. If something happens, I'm the guy that controls it. I have to turn in all the ballots at the end of the day and make sure everything is recorded properly. And it's a lot. It's pretty much 18 hours of work for minimal pay 2 or 3 times a year. And I got the position because I wrote myself in as a joke. And Liz, knowing Liz assumed I was writing myself in, so she did it as well. And apparently, but I don't think you're in our districts. I don't think your vote counted. But apparently, no one else was running for this position, so I ended up getting it, and I took it. And I happen to know another guy that does the same position in Philadelphia, so I figured, if he could do it, I could do it, and that's currently what I'm doing aside from work.
Okay, that's great, son. But listen, just know everything that any of you have ever done is a big deal to me.
Deal, right?
From the first steps to whatever you guys are doing now, it's a big deal to your mama. Okay,
sure, I appreciate it.
Darlene. So I'm gonna read.
Wait.
What?
Why is it a big deal to the mama? You see how fathers don't get any recognition. I'm telling you, every time the kids say something, it's mamu, mom, and I'm like, but I'm here too.
I know, baby. I'm sorry. He's right though. When the kids are here and we do anything for them, they say, "Thank you, Mamu." Yeah. That's what they call me. They call me Mamu. I'm sorry, baby. But I do sometimes remind them to say thank you to Paw.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes. So I'm going to read Liz's bio because she is still putting the baby down. She's my beautiful daughter-in-law, Liz. And this is what she wrote. She says she's the wife to the wonderful Mr. Jonathan Chase. That's you, Jono.
I know.
And proud mama of 2 beautiful kids, Amelia, who was 3, and Elijah, who's 1.5 years. She's also a full-time insurance defense attorney. She loves doing activities with the children and seeing the joy and happiness on their faces. She says, I'm very excited to join some Marriage Beyond the Brief chats and lend some insights on the great topics coming up this winter. Best relationship advice. Know yourself and know your non-starters. For example, if religion is a big deal to you, then don't try and change someone who doesn't prioritize that. Be yourself and allow your partner to do the same. And thank you so much for that, Liz. Thank you. So I believe we are going to have an amazing Marriage Beyond the Breach YouTube Live season. So, John, did I ask you what your philosophy was on relationships? I think I missed that.
No, I think yes, I got cut out earlier.
Okay, talk to me.
So I just hearing what Liz read, it's very similar to the last sentence she had typed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're a good match. So, and it's not necessarily a motto, but I think it's something I've come to realize lets you know you're with the right person. And there are 3 boxes I think you can check. One is the person allows you to be yourself. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Second, they challenge you to be better or become a better version of yourself. And they do that without forcing you to change who you fundamentally are. And that's a very tough balance to strike, because most of the time when you're challenging somebody to be better, in some ways you're trying to change them. There's no way around that. So I don't know exactly how Liz and I have figured out a way to do that. It's not like something we sat down and talked about and says, you need to be better in this way, or you keep being yourself. But as living through my relationship as it currently is, I've realized that those 3 things are very important to me, and that's why we work so well together.
Wow. That's beautiful, son. I mean, I actually love that. I wish I had written it down. Write it down and send it to me.
It's on YouTube. You can just go back and watch it.
Oh, that's true. That's
right. Wait, before you do, let me trademark that so I can get some royalties.
Yeah. Duh. I didn't even think about it. But you're right. I could go back and listen to it. But I absolutely love that. And you know what, you and Liz do have that balance. I love the way because Jackie and I were talking about it when we went on our family vacation last year, and Jackie was saying, wow, I love how they tag team and how they work so well together, taking care of those babies. Yeah.
And you know what, John, with what you just said, it's because you see Liz and Liz sees you.
I think so. Yeah, I agree with that.
You understand? You see each other. And so it's almost like you know her strengths and her needs. She knows your strength and your needs. And so collectively, you guys come together to continue to support one another.
Right.
When we were on vacation, I was so impressed, and it just blessed my heart to see the way that the 2 of you came together to take care of your children and to take care of each other. And let me tell the panel, we were on family vacation. They still made time for date night. And I thought that was so precious.
Yeah, that's
true.
And
I'm going to add something too. It's very similar to Taiwan and Toya, your story, is that Liz and I were friends first.
Yes.
I think we were in a close circle of friends for probably about 1.5 to 2 years. So when the time came that we started dating each other, it was very easy to dispense with the usual games you play in the early stages. Like you can be yourself immediately because we already knew who each other was because we had been hanging out for a couple of years, and it accelerated the rate in which we committed to each other, or the speed with which we did so. And she always makes fun of me for this because I think I told her I loved her after like 2 or 3 weeks. and so that's usually out of the ordinary. Like 2 weeks after you start dating, you're telling somebody you love them. That's usually a red flag to most people.
Yeah.
But I was comfortable doing that because we already really known each other already. And I trusted that she knew me already. And I quite frankly, I just let it hang out. Like I wasn't worried about getting rejected or anything like that. And I think that
was me.
Yeah.
That was me. In the
you gotta let it go sometimes. If you love somebody, you should tell them, right?
That's right. That's right. Yep. I agree.
Now 11 years later, almost 12 now, I think. Wow.
Yeah.
It'll be 12 years this spring that we've been seeing each other. We've been married for, I should know this, 2.5 years. About 2.5 years now we've been officially married.
That's all. It seems longer, I guess, because you've known each other for a while. It seems longer.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah.
When y'all dated, I remember when y'all were first dating.
Yep. 2011 is when we started dating. Yep. That's right.
So for those of you who are watching, I think it is pretty obvious and pretty clear why this amazing group of people were selected to be on this panel. You've heard from them. You've heard their wisdom. You've heard their intellect. You've heard that everything that they bring to the table, not just professionally, but also personally and from their life experience. And I want to give a shout out to Derek. Hi, Derek. Thank you so much for joining. And some of you were probably not here in the beginning. And what I would like to do, if you don't mind, so that, what, baby?
You know, as you kept asking the question about motto and stuff like that, I think something that applies to relationships.
What's that, baby?
I guess it falls under the umbrella of motto.
What's
Never think you're bigger than the relationship.
Oh, I like that. Cookie Man getting deep, y'all. I like that. Never think you're bigger than the relationship. I'm gonna have to come back and listen to that one too, John, because some of them I wrote down. And don't be surprised if you see on my Instagram page what your motto is, but I promise to give you credit.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I wrote some of them down, and those that I didn't, I'm gonna go back and write them down. So you guys have been just amazing, amazing, amazing. I want to thank you all. And again, so next week we're going to talk about, hold on, what did I say? I got to get to my calendar. Is potential enough? Because you know how sometimes people they start dating and they maybe marry someone's potential. But I'm wondering, is that enough? So we're going to talk about that. The following week, we're going to talk about, is honesty always the best policy? Is there ever a good time, or whenever is it appropriate to not tell your partner the truth? The week after that, I have one of my former professors who's going to be on. Deanne, Professor Insulin, and her husband are going to be on. That's one of our professors from our university. I fell in love with her. I see, I was falling in love with people. I fell in love with her in our lab, and she married someone who lives in Mexico, and they're living there now. So I wanted to talk about the topic of merging cultures in marriage and navigating that space and what that looks like. Something else I want us to talk about, because this confuses me when people say they're on a break. What is a break, and as opposed to what is a breakup? I don't get that whole break business, but that's something that I want to talk about and explore because I don't understand it, and maybe you guys can help me understand that. We want to talk about in an upcoming episode, what is love? How do you define love? What do you mean when you say I love you? What do you mean when you say that you are in love? What do you mean when you say I love you, but I'm not in love with you? I wanted to talk about that. I want to talk about micro cheating. That's a term that I recently became familiar with maybe a few weeks ago. I read some articles on it. I'm going to send it to you guys. But there's apparently this thing called micro cheating. And some of you guys may be familiar with it already, but I want to talk about that. Another episode, I want to talk about masculine versus toxic masculinity. Okay, so those are some of the topics that we have coming up. There's going to be a lot more in the future. I'll be sending out an email to you guys with a more extended list so that you can see what we're going to talk about and which one you want to join me on. And I'm going to tell you, like sometimes the teacher would tell you, what would she say? Don't make me call on you. Okay. Yeah. So just hit me back up, as the kids say, and let me know on which one you want to appear. What, baby? You want to say something? No. Okay. So again, I love you guys so much, and I thank you for taking out your time on a Sunday evening and showing up and being here. So does anybody have any last words you want to share before we sign off?
Go Giants.
Yeah.
A lot of Giants fans here. I just want to say thank you for allowing us to participate, and we just really look forward to being a part of these episodes. And
I sign up for any one of those topics. I mean, I'm outside, so
no, we're not outside.
Well, outside because we know a lot.
We're not going to be
going on.
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
We're gonna try to take a little chill pill.
We're trying
to
take a chill on being outside.
Yeah.
We're best on all those subjects. So anyone that you pick us for is pretty cool with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Everybody watching, y'all better join in every week because these are some great topics, and it's free. You don't have to call us, ask us. A lot of different opinions, a lot of different views here. So y'all better join in every week. So I'm telling y'all.
That's right.
Thank you guys.
So I respond to the emails, Val.
Yeah, email or text, whichever.
Okay, there were two that I'm really interested in. But I could talk about either one of them. But yeah, I think this is great. I'm looking so forward to each of us just doing what we do and learning from one another, supporting one another, encouraging one another. I think this is going to be fabulous.
I think so too, because there's a lot to talk about. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I'd be looking at that stuff on YouTube and I'm saying, what are they talking about? Where are they coming from with that? What does that mean? No. We got to talk about that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And just like they used to say back in the day, just like a behind and a butthole, everybody got an opinion. So we're going to share ours.
Yeah.
All right. I love y'all.
Okay.
I love you too.
Good night.
Bye-bye.